Hello everybody, it's me again. I'm not an airline pilot, which we will see in this video. The point of this video is to show you a little bit the Autoflight system, the Autopilot, FMAs and the MD-11, so the FMS, the flight management system. A little bit different to other aircraft, but you just have to practice. Once you've got your head around it, it's all easy. It's just a bit different to other aircraft. Some similarities. Here on the mode control panel, there's no Autopilot button, there's no auto throttle button. There is, but it's just different. There's no localizer or glide slope button. Basically the Autoflight button here is what you press when you're on the ground lined up, and that will engage the auto throttle, which when you advance the throttles will set the EPR for takeoff, which is in magenta here. So anything that you see in magenta is coming from the MD-11, so of course the waypoint. Not allowed, or it's not allowed. So anything that's magenta is coming from the flight management system, which is the MD-11, and will be displayed here in magenta on the FMA. And of course the route is in magenta. So that's the basics. Anything that's in white, which we'll see in a moment, is manual inputs from the pilot, from the MCP here. So let's say, we're coming to top of descent soon, but let's say now we want to go off the route and fly on a heading ATC gives us, or we want to avoid weather. Let's say we're going to fly at 320. What I can do now is just scroll this wheel here and open up the heading bug. Let's go to 320. What I'm doing here is just presetting the value that I want to engage, and we engage by pulling, like a bit like in the Airbus, of course. So you see when I click my mouse, my little fist or hand goes into a fist to grab, and if I move the mouse down, that's switched the heading bug over to 320 from our current heading, and all the FMAs have gone white here. Okay, so we're not controlled by the flight plan anymore, we're controlled manually. So holding at 34,000 feet, we're flying at heading 320. Pretty cool, eh? So anything that's in white is manual, anything that's in magenta is coming from the FMC, basically. So let's say now we want to descend to 32,000 feet. Again, now I'm going to preset here. You can see the altitude bug has moved down. Nothing's happening because I didn't pull the button yet. So I'm going to pull it now. And you can see it's gone into idle clamp, which is holding the auto throttle at idle to descend down to 32,000 feet. And you can see now we're heading down to this bug, and there's our profile, magenta profile dot disappearing into the heavens. Great. So she's going to descend down there. Good. Let that happen. Now we want to get back on track, so let's say ASNIP is our next waypoint. So we want to get back into nav. Now I believe if we're within 10 miles, might be 50 miles out, or no. Anyway, when we're within 45 degrees of our next waypoint, if we just hit nav, we don't need to go on an intercept heading, we'll automatically turn to that waypoint, basically do a direct, as I believe. And of course now we can see the lateral mode has gone back into magenta because I've put that into the put it to the next waypoint. We're not on a heading anymore, and the heading has disappeared from the window. So now we're at 32,000 feet. We're going to hold there, still manual. Of course, now if I go back into profile, which is VNAV, you can see climb thrust. It wants to climb back up to 34,000, which is in the MD-11, but I've got 32,000 set here, so let's set that to 34,000, and that's gone from white to magenta, which makes sense, huh? Everything's now being controlled by the FMC. fully back in manage mode now. Pretty cool, hey? There we go. We can also use vertical speed. We just opened the window here. Now you can see I've opened the window, everything's gone white again. And see, it opened at our current vertical speed. Now I'm gonna go into a 1,000 foot per minute descent. Don't be confused here, this is not the vertical speed here, this is in vertical speed mode, but you have to look here at this bug there. Watch if I go now to minus 2,000 feet a minute. You can see now the bug moves down here. Again, pretty cool, huh? So let's just hit profile again and see what happens. Everything should go magenta because we've got 34,000 in the FMC, we've got 34,000 in the window here. There we go, and now she should start climbing again. Perfect. Excellent. It's good timing because we're coming up on top of descent in a moment here. Sim freeze! Super. We all get them from time to time. Actually uploading a YouTube video on my computer. It's been on all day. It's burning hot. And I don't even know if this is recording. We're going to snap out of this long freeze in a moment. There we go. Master caution. Super. Yeah, master caution. Your computer's going to explode. Okay. Anything else you need to know? A little bit Airbus terminology or symbology, I could say here. That was going to be our level off point. I find that just disappears sometimes, but yeah, there we're back again. So that's where we should level off. Good. Let's increase the distance a bit. Let's show you a direct now. We want to go direct to Penil. Okay, let's go here. Direct int Penil with a beam waypoints. Maximum landing weight. Okay, the systems on this are great. I'll get to that another day. With a beam waypoints, so we can see now we've got a beam waypoints like in the Airbus all the way to Penil. Super cool, huh? So, top of descent's coming. And our next altitude, we've got no restrictions. Oh, I haven't put the arrival in yet. I'm not sure what it is from the flight plan. Let's have a little look. Let's get the iPad up. Let's get the dispatch on here, and we've got the Bagso for Lima. Don't know what runway. Let's just make it up. Let's go for the classic 28 left. ILS 28 left. Bagso. What was it again? Bagso for Lima. Okay, good. There we go. Oh, we've got this massive arrival now, haven't we? Okay, good. Got any discontinuities? I don't think we should have. No, that's all good. Right, we're coming up on top of descent again, like I said. Zoom in a bit so we can see. So what's going to happen when we get to top of descent? Nothing, because we got 34,000 set here and here. So let's say we're going to get cleared to 240. Now I've just preset 240 here. I didn't pull. We're not at top of descent. Nothing's going to happen. We're just prepared for it. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what happens here. Gonna have one of those awkward silences now. Actually, just show you quick if I've got time. If we want to change our cruise speed, we go into perf here and go next page. Oh no, sorry. Perf. We're already there. So if we want to say we want to cruise a little bit slower, let's say 0.78 Mach. We put it in here. Nothing will happen because it's still in bold here. The econ is controlling the speed. No. Oh yeah, it did happen. It just had a little stutter again. So I've put 0.70 here, and this is now in the FMC. It's not a manual input from the mode control panel, it's a manual input here, so it's still in magenta. Good, there's our top of descent. So you can see now, this is pretty interesting. Let's hit profile. let's just that's fine. Okay, let's just put the flight plan back on there. So we are not descending because okay, yeah, I'm going to reset this here. Yeah, you have to preset it, and then but then you have to activate the descent by reselecting that altitude. Yeah, I'm learning this plane too, you know, sorry about that. So now you can see we're on profile pretty much here. A bit confusing here. Now we've got 24,000 in white because I've set it here, and that doesn't correspond to any altitude restrictions here, but it's in magenta here, which means it's in profile mode, and it says profile to 8,000 feet. So what that means is it's preset that to hold at that altitude. So if we scroll through our flight plan, we're going to see here, yeah, there we go, at Kerav we've got a hard coded 8,000 feet, so it's going to level off there. But of course, for it to level off, we've got to, let's put this now to 8,000 feet. We should see now everything in magenta. There we go. Now everything switched to magenta because it corresponds to what's here in the altitude hold in the FMC. But you can see now we're going to descend all the way down to 8,000 feet at Kerav. But if we scroll down a bit more, we'll see there's another restriction here at Obanu at 3,000 feet, and that's the next one. It's lined that up already for us here. Pretty cool, eh? Now, let's say ATC has asked us to slow down, so we're going to performance here. We're in descent. We're at 0.78 Mach. We're just about to hit the changeover here, so I'm going to put in 270 knots. Edit, which means it's gone in preset. I've pre-selected. Now I've got to activate it, and you can see now it's going to now command 270 knots, and there's the bug down there. It's just having a hard time to slow down. There we go. Add drag, stick out a little bit of speed brake. There we go. We can see our speed trend is coming down now, and if we wanted to, let's take the speed brake back out. If we want to go back to our, with the speed restriction for traffic or whatever is passed, we can go back to our econ descent here. We just click econ. Oh, not allowed. Super. Because that's showing again. New. Okay, that's new for me again. That is. No, I'm clicking on it, and it's already it has preset it, but I think it's just trying to stay on profile here. So I'm learning again. I'll have to read up on that, but basically you can set your temporarily your climb or descent speeds and your cruise speeds in here. Alright, great. So I think that's pretty much the basics. Trying not to get confused between the, like I'm confused sometimes, between the magenta and the white, between the push and pull here. I don't think I explained the push that well. Let's use the heading. If I just now grab the heading and push, watch what happens. It just went into our current heading. It just switched over modes. Nothing changed because I didn't command it to do it to fly at a different heading. But if we grab and push, so move up, we'll go into manual mode. Now if I pre-select a heading and push again, watch what happens. It goes back, the heading mode goes back to the current heading, so it's like heading hold. If I pre-select excuse me, and pull is to activate, and push is to, now if I just grab the heading now and press push, current heading it will hold with a nice level off. Okay, it's not going to throw you into a crazy bank, and it's just holding our vertical speed because it's gone out of manage mode. Okay, let's just switch nav and profile again. There we go, back into full magenta. Okay, I think I've explained it thoroughly enough. Go and have a practice when it gets released. Sorry about that. And yeah, really enjoy this plane. And good night. Thank you.